quarter of the way through the month. Hopefully people had a chance to look at this when it was posted at the first of the month, because we missed a few things. Everyone, I guess, can appreciate that the days are getting shorter. It's pretty dark by 9:30, 10 o'clock. Good enough for imaging, and the sun doesn't rise till well after 6:30. By the end of the month, sunset will be just before 7 o'clock, and sunrise will be just after 7 a.m. So good for us imagers, not so good for those that enjoy the sun. And the equinox, autumnal equinox, will be at 3:49 a.m. on September 23rd. Okay. This is what the sun looks like today. A few sunspots. All of them are pretty stable, except for the newest sunspot group, this one, AR 3425. It is a potential source of M-class flares, but that's unlikely to have any dramatic effects. And of course, given the forecast for the next week, we're probably not going to see much of the sun anyway. The moon this month, hopefully you were able to get out on a clear night. It was clear on the 4th and the 5th. The moon was quite striking. It was near Jupiter on the 4th and near the Pleiades on the 5th. So certainly the one on the 5th was a nice photo op. Last quarter of Mate Calling Moon was on the 6th. And on the 11th, the moon will be near the Beehive cluster. So another photo op. New moon on the 15th. Moon's near Antares on the 21st. And the first quarter of the animal fattening moon will be on the 22nd, full moon on the 29th. So these were a couple of things to look at. This is what you would have seen through standard 7x50 binoculars on the 5th around 11 o'clock. The moon and the Seven Sisters all in the same field of view. On the 11th, we have the moon and the Beehive cluster. You have to get up early for this one, though. It's 4:30 a.m. I want to see that. Beehive cluster will be pretty well washed out by the pre-dawn light if you wait too much later. The moon, best times to check off some targets for the Explore the Moon program will be around September 8th to the 12th, when you'll be able to catch all these targets that are in here in a nice contrast with the shadows. And the planets, Mercury is absent, but will reappear in the pre-dawn sky around the middle of September. And on the 22nd, it will be at its greatest western elongation. So that's a good time to look for the planet that's closest to the sun. If you're up around dawn, you'll notice that Venus is very prominent in the morning sky as it gets farther away from us. Mars, pretty hard to see Mars now. It's very low in the western sky, and by mid-month This is something to look at. Mars will be occulted by the crescent moon on the 16th of September at 4:40 p.m. So this is a challenge because it's a daylight event. So you're going to have to find a thin crescent moon and then watch Mars disappear behind it. Jupiter rises before midnight now, and as I said, was near the waning crescent gibbous moon rather on the 4th. Saturn rises before sunset in Aquarius, so this is a good time to see Saturn. At the end of the month on the 28th, it'll be close to the waxing gibbous moon. So as I said, well placed for evening observation and imaging. We saw some images of Saturn earlier today. Uranus rises in the late evening, and it's still at the boundary between Aries and Taurus, and was close to the waning gibbous moon on the 5th. Neptune arises in Pisces during the early evening hours, and on the 19th, it'll be in opposition. So with the exception of, well, actually, by the end of the month, it'll be possible to see all the planets. With the exception of Mars. So this is hopefully if anyone was trying to tick Uranus off on their bucket list with 15 by 70 binoculars, this would have been the view early morning on the 5th of September. This is what you can expect to see on September 16th at 4:40 in the afternoon. So here's the moon relative to the sun. So if you're going to try this, be sure that you don't point your telescope at the sun. And make sure your lens covers are on until you're oriented towards the moon. This is a very, very thin crescent, and this is where Mars will be at 4:40, and it'll then disappear behind the moon. Now is the time to look for zodiacal light in the early morning, so in the eastern sky, just before morning twilight. If you look to the east, you'll see the zodiacal light, the pyramid of light, as sunlight reflects off dust concentrated in the plane of the ecliptic. This is what it looked like a couple of years ago. I went out to Shabukdo Head, so you don't have to get too far out of the city to look at zodiacal light, but you have to get up early. Explore the universe. We're in autumn, so the autumn constellations: Pegasus, Andromeda, Cassiopeia, Perseus, and Aries. So in the east, you'll find all these fall constellations, part of the Explore the Universe program. Autumn stars, key ones are Mirfak, Hamel, Alpheratz, Algol, Shedar, Markab, and Sheraton. So major stars in those autumn constellations. And autumn deep sky objects, part of Explore the Universe. The one for September is the double cluster. So these are open star clusters, 2 of them in the constellation Perseus. If you're at a fairly dark site, you can pick them out with the unaided eye, and they can be found just between Cassiopeia and constellation Perseus. They're a nice photographic target with a camera. You don't need a super strong lens either to catch them. The double star for September, part of Explore the Universe, is 16 Cygni, Cygni A and B. They're located in the constellation Cygnus. They're yellow dwarf stars, about 69 light years from Earth, and recent findings indicate that there's an exoplanet orbiting the B companion, Cygni B. You're going to need probably binoculars to see these. They're fairly widely separated, but they're just at the limit of unaided eye visibility from a dark site. And that is it for September. Any questions?
Any questions for David?
About the new comet. And he,
I didn't put the comment in there because when I put this together, I'm not even sure if the comet had been discovered at that point. I was away, so I was did this early. But yeah, there is a new comet, and you can see it in the morning. A few people are taking pictures.
Oh, how bright is it?
so somebody said
If
fifth
it's
mag,
What is it, Michael, currently? Is it 6?
somebody said fifth magnitude.
Hmm.
Oh,
They had a 5, but it's supposed to go up to second maybe if we're
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah, if it doesn't get killed going around the sun.
Yeah.
The sun's already disrupted its tail, dust tail. I saw a picture
I'm
showing.
just I just wonder if Soho would see that comet if it's in a good path.
I don't know. It's
Have to check
it's
the
worth looking for. I got it. I couldn't see it with binoculars earlier in the week, but I did get pictures of it with the dwarf 2. So but then the skies have been so terrible with the humidity, especially
And the
below
smoke,
the horizon.
yeah. I think that's one of those cases of one comet went in really close to the sun. How many came out?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, David. It's always good to see what's going on in the sky, and for those who want to plan ahead and keep their fingers crossed that the weather will actually be usable.